Morning everyone, how y'all doing? Just want to come on and do a quick live just to remind you all a couple things and wanted to address a couple things. Earlier I had did a post regarding Miss Myra La Paz. My post was a question from not just one but a few people. Y'all need to understand that what was posted is not untrue. It's the fact that all of these people are being hired and fired so unfairly. The equality is not there. I did take my one picture down because of the lady, the fact that Miss Myra La Paz called me herself. This was someone who didn't have to, but she called me herself. Didn't think that it was fair that I was putting her out there and explained her whole situation of what happened back then, what happened with the Head Start. I don't agree with the whole Head Start, but what happened back then, I don't really know too much about. That's then. My question was how somebody or all of these people can have these types of background and just continue to thrive in our tribe. But those that have nothing or who are educated or really are trying are not treated the same. And I'm not saying this is her fault. That's just an example. I did take it down, but I did put the comments back up to make sure that that stays there. To make sure that everybody knows that it's there and I'm aware. I'm not sitting up here to make friends with any of you. I'm not sitting up here to any of that. I'm sitting here because the things going on our tribe are unfair. The deceit, the lies, the hiding, the corruption, the mistreatment, who you know, not what you know. Who you know, not what you know. Another lady has been mentioned in my post, Miss Michaelina Higley. That's not the first time she has been mentioned. Someone really needs to start looking into these. It's really important. I'm not just sitting here just blurting things out. These are all really big things. Our leadership just allows to go on, how we just mistreat everybody that you don't like, you're not friends with, we have a hiring process. None of that is followed. We have people applying for jobs. Are people applying for jobs left and right? Are they called? Are they interviewed? No. When you call and check on these positions, they're not even available anymore. They were closed. Still waiting to hear who got all of these positions that are still listed as open. Let's see who was transferred and moved around. That was my whole point in that little picture, is how things can just be ignored. And regardless of what you have just done, you can go and get another job just like that. Just like that. We have all of these directors, these departments just moving around and moving around. Our departments are failing. Look at my previous employment, my previous department. I worked with child support. When all that happened and they replaced or got rid of Carlos, because that's exactly what they did. They just got rid of her after she built the whole thing. They just got rid of her. They placed Kateri in there. Whether they had interviews for all these positions, it didn't matter. They already had their selection. That was explained to us all. Terry Lee's whole process. Just move around. We'll post it, but it doesn't matter. How is that fair? How is that fair? Look what happened by doing that. By not following our procedures, by not doing our steps. Bit you in the butts. You got a assistant director over there who has I can't even say assault and battery because that's not what she was charged. Public affray, who cannot keep up with her workload, which it really isn't hard, you all. It's not hard. I can't really tell you to look up her responsibilities because it's not really listed. But as explained, she should be doing calculations, searches, looking for people, you know. Why do we continue to pay all of these directors if they're not doing their jobs? If they are breaking the laws? Why would we continue to do this? Why would we continue to employ people unfairly and ignore the people who should be considered? We have some candidates this weekend that are actually going to go out and try to talk with you all. It's really important you all tune in tomorrow. Jacob Dekai will be doing his live at 6:30. Please watch his live. Listen to what he has to say. He said that if you want, he can answer questions after. You all could send him questions ahead of time. Maybe he could address them during his live. He is trying to get his campaign going. He wants you all to hear his words. That's a lot more than I can say for the others. Fernando's doing one Sunday. Meet and greet at the football field. 1 o'clock. I'm probably blocked from some, so there could be others. But those two are trying to get out there and win your votes. Tell you what their plans are. Jacob is new. Hear what he has to say. What are his thoughts on some of these things, these big issues we're talking about? We're not just asking these little things. These are not just little things that I post. No. These are big things. Affect each and every one of us. Constantly. So make sure you go. You watch Jacob's. Jacob's is really easy. You shouldn't miss it. We're all on social media all the time. Tune in. Hear his words. Fernando's, go talk to him. He's been a council member for a long time. Go see what he's done, what he wants to do. Ask some of these questions we've been asking. Go and talk to these candidates. Don't just go giving them your votes. Don't just, let's go see what they're serving today and then we'll go in and vote. cannot be doing that no more, excuse me. It needs to be, we need to know that they can understand our codes, that they can implement them into our lives, that they can go to these meetings and understand what these big choices they're making, these big careless choices that they're making. We need to know that they are able to do that. No more hiring just because that's your friend, that's your cousin, that's your mom's best friend, whatever the situation, it just has to stop. You got to focus on your people as a whole. You got to be fair across the board. No more setting up these families. Literally setting up these families. They are set to go. It's just insane. I shared with you our COO's home. Go to the Zillow.com. It'll tell you. It's right there. We have people homeless, no homes in how many years? But throughout these years, we were able to fund a home for him that's no longer needed. He sold. So what other home did we buy? We just need to stop. We just need to stop setting these people up. They're just sitting here comfortably, doing nothing for us. Our tribe, our in. Oh, we got a payment. You go back to work. If you made it back to work by December of 2020, you got a payment. Did that include managers? Did they get another big payment? I really feel that those of you that are employed at the inn, at the tribe, whatever entity, why wouldn't that be across the board for you all? Why would that not be across the board? Did everyone get a COLA? Just good questions. I hope that all of our employees, our tribal employees, are treated the same. I would think that everybody would be just across the board. All of our frontline work the hardest, cover all the shifts when needed, not the directors, the frontline. I don't know, I have not heard of one director staying and covering a shift. I'm still waiting to find out about security, how we're able to keep our doors open with such a short staff. Surveillance. Mrs. Toklani does not, or Miss, I don't know if they're married, but they've been together for quite a while, so she does not work there. Who knows? Nobody communicates, just these fake profiles. They're the only ones who will ever communicate with us. It's the only response from our leadership. If you listen to their words, they're very informative. They tell us a lot. I try to share a lot of their content because I feel that that's the only way that Gabe and his others will inform us. And I do cut and paste a lot. I'm not going to sit there and share all of their craziness. It is entertaining. I mean, you want a good laugh, you can go to their page and read it. It can get entertaining. Sometimes it's, you just need a good laugh. Go get a good laugh. But yeah, I didn't want to be on too late tonight, too long. I have a busy day tomorrow. But I wanted to make sure and tell you all to please go tune in to Jacob's live feed at 6:30. Hear his words. Listen to what he has to do, what he wants to do for our tribe. There's a lot of questions about the directors, the departments. How does he plan to face that? We lose a lot of our candidates once they get elected and they get into those chambers. It's just, they don't talk no more. They just stop talking to people. They stop. All of it, it just stops. It just completely stops. You're no longer important or needed. Address that. Ask if that's going to happen with them. Will they keep an open communication? Will they update their people? Will they use this same little device, this same little live feed to talk with their people? Let their people know what's going on. I don't know about the rest of you, but I do want to know what's going on. It's long enough sitting in the dark, letting them do this to our tribe. We don't need to sit there like that no more, silent and just sitting there watching everything fall apart in front of us. While our reservation is just falling apart, their little community is just growing and growing and growing. Their little setup. They say, what do they say? You're bashing the leaders. I guess if that's what you want to call it, then yes, because I'll continue to bash them with all these questions. They need to be asked, they need to be answered, they need to be addressed. Not one of the leaders has attempted to address any of these. When asked, just very confrontational. And they shouldn't. It shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that way. You should be able to go and ask these candidates about these things. These are serious things. And you shouldn't have to worry about having them fuss at you or have their family attacking you just for asking a question. So make sure you tune in. Tune in to Fernando, or go visit Fernando, go talk with him. Maybe they'll have some info on these other candidates running, or maybe one of these candidates is doing something. Share that. Anything. We can't just keep sitting here allowing these people, especially these candidates that are already sitting in leadership, to just sit there and not update us, not talk to us about their plans, but ask for our votes again. You all got to see that. You got to open your eyes to that. You can't just allow that. Please talk to them. Please ask them questions. Ask about the money. Ask about the homes. Ask about our jails. What we're going to do for our drug problem, our alcohol, our COVID. What are we going to do about that? Why is mask not a mandate? You're pushing so hard for this vaccine. This vaccine. And I feel like because you have the vaccine, maybe you feel you're more immune, or you don't have to wear any mask, or I don't know. But it's not working. The vaccine is not working. You need to wear your mask. You need to continue to be cautious. Don't let up. on your caution. It is not the time to do that. Now is the time where we should be more careful. Yeah, it's just crazy that we're not going to enforce masks in our entities, and we have such a huge rise right now. You all need to look at all of that. People keep asking why do you keep bringing up Gabe? He's leaving office. Why not? Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you want to ask these questions just because he's leaving? The problem's not leaving with him. They're all still there. Nothing has been done. He still needs to answer for all of this. It's not okay to just, let's just not pay attention to that. Let's ignore that. No more doing that. No more doing that. We have all these directors that we just ignored all of the wrong that they did or are doing. And look at, it's just worse. Man, almost every other weekend you hear about another incident. Usually involving alcohol, drugs, just crazy stories. Tomorrow, hopefully I'll be able to do a live after we hear from Mr. Jacob. I'm really glad he's doing that. I think it's good for him, being one of our new candidates. I think it's good for him to get out there and talk to his people. He's got a lot of fresh ideas. He's got a lot of knowledge. Hear what he has to say. You see Mr. Mendez, Mr. Martinez, go approach them, ask them these questions, ask how they're going to go and talk with you, what they're going to do with our entities, with anything, any one of these questions, just ask them. They really need to start speaking up and talking. Look at, what is today's date? Elections just right there. And we have these leaders just going on about their everyday business. Still so selfishly. We have a hiring process and it really needs to be followed. We have so many tribal members that are denied employment, but we have leaders sitting there telling them there's jobs left and right, there's jobs here and there. Why? We really need to fight for that hiring process to be followed. Tribal preference. We need to stop telling our people to go get educated and come back and then turn our back to them. Please go speak with these candidates. Encourage them to speak to their people. Let them know their intentions. Pray for each other. Whether you like each other or not, you should still pray for each other. We are all from the same reservation. It does not matter. When you pray, your heart shouldn't see friend or unfriend. You just pray. You pray for your people. You pray for everybody, for everything. So pray for everyone, especially those that are dealing with loss. pray that we can help strengthen all of our people, help keep our people safe, stop bringing all of this in without trying to keep our people safe, just bringing more in. If you don't need to travel, don't travel. If you don't need to be at those conferences and they don't do you no good, don't go. I know that every conference I attended with child support did not benefit our office in any way. In any way. It doesn't matter. I mean, they can debate that all they want. It did not benefit in any way. If anything, it'll make you behind. You're sitting there with files that need to be worked, but you're not there because you're at a conference that is not benefiting you. Just like these leaders. Stop going places if it really doesn't benefit us, if you really don't need to be there. Share my content. Hopefully some of these candidates can start just talking with you all, communicating with anybody, their intentions or plans. And you all stay safe, stay strong, and be proud.